Okay, I had to obviously stop the first video, ran out of time, now I'm coming back. Let's finish the word problems up. This is chapter 1-2, test review, third page. Okay, where we were at was we were figuring out how long the bus, or how far the bus drove in distance, but we can't solve for it. But I'm going to change this to an improper, which is 10/3 times x. The distance the car drove would be 6 times 120. So that's going to be 720 kilometers. This is distance in kilometers. I'm going to ditch the units here for the next part. The distance the car traveled plus the distance that the bus traveled would be equal to your total distance. Okay? So the distance the car traveled was 720. The distance the bus traveled will be 10/3 times x. And the distance total was 1,000 kilometers. If I subtract 720 over, I will be left with 280. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to multiply by 3 over 10 on both sides by the reciprocal. That's going to leave me with these zeros cancel out. And 28 times 3. So 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 6 is 8. 6 plus 2 is 8. So 84 kilometers per hour is how fast your bus was traveling. Okay, so the bus's speed is this. Or rate, however you want to say it. Right? So there's number 1. The trick there was to remember to change that 20 minutes to hours, because everything has to be in hours. In a certain city, the amount of property tax paid varies directly with the assessed value of the property. So, I'm going to say the property times K, which is your constant of variation, that varies directly, is equal to the tax paid. Okay? So I'm going to make this my y, I'm going to make this my x, and K is just going to be the variable that I'm going to solve for first. A house is assessed at 90,000. So this is my x value. The tax paid on that property was $3,150. That would be y. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, this is 3,150 equals 90,000 times k. So to solve for k, multiply by 90,000. Okay. So I'm going to have to figure out what that is. I'm going to need a calculator. Okay. So when I divide 315 by 9,000 or 3,150 by 90,000, we get 0.035. An interesting 5 I have going there. That's the tax rate. So the equation you use to solve the next part would be y equals 0.035x. That's the rate. They're saying you paid $2,850. They want to know how much your house would be at that cost. So basically all I have to do is divide over 0.035. So as fast as I can punch this in, pretty much as quick as we're going to get that solution. So I divide, my x, or my property value is $81,428.57. Okay, did not say it around, so to the nearest penny will be what we have to do. That's the assessed value of that home. Good easy problem for you on the test. Cash in on it, make sure you get those points. And the last one, which is pretty much one that everyone loves. It's a little difficult, but everybody loves train problems. So this is the station train A is leaving from. This is the train station that train B is leaving from. Now they do say these trains are traveling towards one another. Okay? And we do know that this total distance is 365 miles. Okay? Again, distance equals rate times time. Okay? Let's start with train A. All trains A information I'm going to put here. Okay? the rate train A is traveling at, let's see here, says 40 miles per hour. You can put units, don't have to stress it too much. I'm going to say this is time, which is t, which we don't know because they say, well, train B started 2 hours after train A. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about train B at this point. You do know the rate for train B. That one's traveling at 55 miles per hour. Okay. Time again, we'll say t, which we don't know. But what we do know, in comparison to train A, train B started 2 hours after train A. So either you can subtract 2 from this guy and be in a negative frame set, but I would rather say, okay, well, train A had a 2-hour head start. So I'm going to add 2 hours to the amount of time that train A traveled, because I'm an optimist most of the time. But anyway, if train A started at 9:30, I don't care about that right now. Let's just solve for how long it took for them to meet. Then we can start looking at what time. Okay? Now, we know that the distance traveled by train A plus the distance traveled by train B should equal that total distance. So, distance traveled by train A would be 40 times t plus 2 plus the train distance of train B, which is 55 times t. That will equal the total distance of 365 miles. Okay, so distribute your 40 in. You get 40t plus 80 plus 55. Why are we not writing now all of a sudden? Okay, plus 55t equals 365. Let's combine like terms. We get 95t plus 80 equals 365. We're going to subtract that 80 over, get 285, divide by 95. T is going to be 3 hours. So that means his travel time is 3 hours. His travel time would be 5 hours. Okay? So, let's answer the question. They left, train A left at 9:30. He traveled 5 hours. 5 hours on the 9:30 would be 10:30. 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30. So you're looking at 2:30 p.m. trains will meet. Okay? How many miles did each train travel? Well, train A will have traveled whatever 5 times 40 is. So 200 miles. You can subtract 200 from 365, or you can do 55 times 3. Your choice, really. But the distance train B travels should be 165 miles, because these need to add up to 365. That's an easy check. And then you answered all your questions. Guys, if you do run into any problems, this answer key is also on Twitter. You could also email me, see me after class, see me after school. But contact me, we'll find a solution to your problem. Have a good day, guys, and good luck on the test.